Lady Campbell updated Meghan's mum Doria's offender ID in a new book, How Were Her Years in Prison? Lady Campbell's a woman who knows more than a thing or two about the royal family. She was once married to Lord Colin Campbell for a year in the 70s before they divorced, though she kept her title. We've been asked where exactly this socialite and author gets her information from, and we thought we'd answer it in whatever way we could. Given her ties to the British aristocracy, Lady Campbell has attended flashy events over the years that's enabled her to gain an insider's view of what it's like to be a royal. She also has a load of contacts that she can use if she ever needs intel for anything that she's working on. She also throws dinner parties, so much of the information comes through her contacts at these events. Recently, Lady Colin Campbell has launched a fresh edition of a book, Meghan and Harry, The Real Story, causing quite a stir among fans. The book, which hit UK shelves on April the 4th, is described in its foreword as an analysis of what happens when a vulnerable male falls from an ambitious doyenne. It also explores the clash of two civilizations, mores and attitudes. According to an excerpt revealed on social media today, Lady C had some chapters in a book to expose Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland, who Meghan was most closely involved with. Her drama teacher, Gigi Perua, met Doria was at Meghan's graduation. This protracted absence has led to lurid speculations about where Doria was and why. There exists a record of one Doria Ragland who was sentenced for fraud in the Riverside County Court, California, case ID MS79453-DR, as well as one Doria Lois Ragland with an offender ID, but this author doesn't suggest that these individuals are the same Doria Ragland who's Meghan's mother. And Thomas Markle Sr. has refrained over the years from violating his ex-wife's privacy, loyally refusing to discuss Doria's absence even with his other children. Meghan has also failed to address the reason for her mother's absence and why Doria neglected to put in an appearance at her school until her graduation. This has fostered rather than cleared up a mystery, especially as how Meghan has repeatedly reminisced about spending afternoons after school at the studio where her father was working, dressed in a distinctive clothing. Many have been alluding to the fact that Doria's 10-year absence was in fact a prison stay. Someone also found a registered address of a Doria Ragland, and guess what was located at that address? Thomas Markle set Doris up in a travel agency business somewhat coincident with their divorce. She failed to pay taxes to the IRS and some other fees which ended up coming back on him. She was incarcerated for several years. It's kind of reminiscent of the home care business that her daughter set up for her, the one that has no clients and no license. In California, if a sealed or expunged record is made public, the person or agency that made it public can be sued. This is why Lady C only points out there are 2 records with the name Doria Ragland, doesn't claim they're her. Tom Bauer has also said that he knows where Doria was during her missing years and can't talk about it. Moreover, Lady C writes in her updated book that Doria was an addict who used to smoke substances openly in front of the family and neighbours. Prince Harry found his perfect mother-in-law when she's supplying him enough of the substances to off himself. No surprise, in his engagement interview he described Doria as being amazing for supplying the best quality stuff.